Today while I was reading, I read the passage out of Proverbs 20, which I read, a proverb a day, every day through the month, and rotate. So, or a chapter of Proverbs every day. Anyway, so Proverbs 20:22 says, "Do not say, 'I'll pay you back for this wrong.' Wait for the Lord, and He will avenge you." And so, it's hard, we want to pay back when we feel wronged or someone's done injustice. We want to get them. It burns in our gut or whatever. And I want things to be fair, and I want to deal with things fairly and people fairly and all that kind of stuff. And that's built into me. It's ingrained in me. But that's not what the word says here. It says that we're not to pay back the wrong. And Jesus talks about turning the other cheek, and He talks about giving the outer and inner cloaks. There's this heartbeat where we go a step further, and as believers, we don't respond to the wrong. It seems to me that, especially through social media, I see a lot of people responding to wrongs or choosing the right to judge. And I just mentioned this weekend when I spoke, when I was preaching, that we don't need to respond to wrongs. We aren't supposed to be judging. We don't choose to eat from that tree any longer, the knowledge of good and evil, the tree of judgment. We choose to eat from the tree of light, and judgment's reserved for Jesus. So I'm not talking about fruit inspection, which is something we should do in the church. Paul talks about that at length in the New Testament, that we should check the fruit of each other and help each other to walk after Jesus and be in the Spirit. If you're missing fruit, it means you're missing the Spirit. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people that are in the world. This could be folks that have never come to Christ or never been in the church, or people that say they're in church but have never truly made a lordship decision for Jesus. They're not really in the church. They're in the building, but not in the faith, not in the relationship. Or they might be folks that have turned away from God and gone back to the world. I don't need to sit around and make judgment. I don't need to sit around and keep a list of the wrongs done to me. They're God's problem. The truth is that does nothing good for any of us to take that and dwell on it and let it eat up our soul. All we're doing is we're using a resource in the wrong way. So stuff in our life is being poured into reminding ourselves of that pain. And so this is very tough for me. This is for me. But we can't allow anyone to control us in that way. And I've said this statement a lot of times, but I want to say it on this vlog so you guys hear it and share it with you as a devotional. But George Washington Carver, who was once a slave, made so many discoveries or came from slavery background. He had made so many discoveries with peanuts and did so well. He had this quote that was really powerful, and it says a lot because coming from him, it means more than coming from me. But he said, "I endeavor to allow no man to so own me as to make me hate him." The thing that we don't realize is that when we hold hate towards someone and unforgiveness towards someone or something, that thing or person owns us. We're subservient to it. It has become our master. It is causing us to use resources towards it or that person. We don't want to do that. If you've been in a bad situation or abusive background or whatever, and that person's already done what they've done against you, don't allow them to rule the rest of your life by staying in your head. Don't allow them to camp out there or rent a space. It's not theirs. That brain is for Jesus. So tell that thing to get out of you. Tell the Lord that you will not carry that hate, that you will not carry that unforgiveness, that you forgive because you want to live. We have to forgive to live, I'm telling you. And then allow the Lord to bring life into that experience. In that moment, He can actually show you where He was in the whole thing, and forgiveness will own it. So the word today is, do not go to war over it. Do not battle over it. Do not hold over it. Do not hold hatred. Let it go. Give it to God. Let Him have it. And then He'll avenge it. What will happen inside of you, though, is interesting. You'll go from wanting it avenged to actually praying for the person that did whatever they did against you. When you really let it go, a lot of times that changes inside of you, and you start wondering, maybe I was hard on them, or you start feeling like, man, I hope for compassion for them. And that's an interesting thing. I'm not telling you to get there fast. I'm just telling you today, do not hold hate. Do not hold unforgiveness. It's not worth it. Let it go. Give it up. Don't let anyone so own you as to make you hate them. It's time to tell those folks to give up their space. You're not going to let them pay rent. That's God's brain. That is your thoughts, and you're not going to let them in anymore. In Jesus' name. Boom.